What's the first thing you do when you have forgotten a fact?
Want to buy something?
Or go to a place that you have never been before?
If you're anything like us, you would Google it. But is it really the best way?
And that's exactly what we are gonna test today. On our way from Europe to Asia, we've made it to the second country, Latvia. And in today's video, we are gonna find out who gives the best travel advice.
Our three competitors are Tripadvisor, Lonely Planet and Google. I believe Lonely Planet is the best, but Joe loves to Google stuff. And we're gonna throw Tripadvisor to the mix.
Whoever wins gets to choose the weirdest Latvian food for the other to eat.
How did I get in this situation?
What the heck is this thing? And first off, we need to find out, according to our competitors, what are the three best places to visit in Latvia so that we can compare them. And Liisu will have no idea who recommended what, so that the votes would be objective.
Let the games begin!
Okie dokie, we have magically appeared in old town of Riga, and now we're gonna have a look of all of those #1 places of those three companies, and then Liisu is gonna score them from 1 to 3, and she can use every number only once. This behind me is House of Blackheads. It was voted the best place in Latvia by those guys, and it's also the first place we're gonna discover in the country. To enter the house, it costs €7 per person. And by now you're probably wondering who were those blackheads. To put it shortly, they were a brotherhood or a guild of unmarried merchants, ship owners and foreigners. So basically a group of single rich dudes. They had houses like this all over Europe, a place to leave their goods and where to stay while they were visiting those cities. And the building itself is grand. Even the president of Latvia worked here for about 4 years. For two hippies like us, maybe it's a little bit over the top, but we did our best to fit in. Well, was it the best place to visit in Latvia? I'm not sure, we still got 8 places to see. So now let's move on to the second one on the list.
Pew, pew.
This area was voted the best place in Latvia by those guys. We are gonna walk through it so Liisu can get a good sense of a place and later cast the votes. Old Town Riga was founded on 1201. The place reeks of history. It's known for its many churches and cathedrals. But that's definitely not it. The whole architecture of the area is beautiful. There's good restaurants. As I said, lots of beautiful restaurants.
More fancy restaurants.
And one could easily spend the whole day just walking around in here. So far we've seen the House of Blackheads. We have seen Old City of Riga, but that's not it. According to those guys, Albert Street is the best place to see in Latvia, and we have made it. This street here is described as a painting that you can spend hours staring at. And with every passing second, you can find new, intriguing details. The street is named after the founder of Riga, Bishop Albert. And if you're a fan of architecture, it's definitely a must-see. We have made it to the other end of the street. And for us, it means that it's time to give out scores. According to our sites, our competitors, those three were the best places in Latvia to see.
So I'm gonna give out scores based on which was the most interesting and which gives the most value to the visitor. And I would say that the best place was the old city of Riga. The second place I would say was the House of the Blackheads. And the third place I would say this street, because it wasn't that special again.
That was the first section of our video. According to our competitors, the best places to see in Latvia. Liisu, what do you think? Were those the best places in Latvia?
I think there's more to Latvia than Riga.
Luckily so, because we got 2 more sections. Each section has 3 places, and well, both of us need points. We need points bad, because otherwise our day is gonna end with a...
What the heck is this situation?
Friends, we have finally got out of Riga, and it's time to move on to second places on our list. Yurmula Beach is voted second best place to visit in Latvia by those guys here. Yurmula itself is a resort town located about 25 kilometers west of Riga, and many say that its 33-kilometer long white sand beach is the best beach on the Baltic Sea.
I'm a simple girl. Just give me a beach and I'll be happy.
So that was Yurmula Beach, and now, surprise, surprise, back to Riga. And boom, we are back in Riga, and that thing over there was voted second by this website. It's Riga Central Market, and by the way, it's also the biggest market in Europe.
The indoor part of the market consists of 5 arched buildings, and these were built 100 years ago for the flying zeppelins.
Each building has different kinds of goods in them, like one has souvenir stuff like this, one has fish, one has meat. It splits up the market quite nicely. A thing we're noticing and that really makes us happy is that on the market here things are cheaper than in supermarket, which in Europe is quite rare. Cantarelles were only $3.50 a box. We're gonna have a good sauce today. Yet we got one more thing to see that was voted second, so let's go. And the last place of this section, right behind us, Riga City Canal. It was voted the second best place to see in the whole country by those guys. The place features a beautiful green space, like a park, and it's so close to the center.
So you could have a walk, take a boat ride on the canal, or just get away from the city's buzz.
Ooh, there's one more amazing feature to the park.
Thank you. Best picture of this park.
And now this section is all done. Second best places in Latvia according to our competitors, sources.
I think the best place was the Yurmula Beach because it was truly beautiful. The second place I would vote the market because that was also quite nice. And the third is the canal because that was not anything special.
Yeah, probably not the second place in Latvia. I'm sorry. But the competition is not over yet. One of us have to eat something that's weird and totally fully Latvian by the end of the day. Who's it gonna be? Let's carry on. We have made it to the end of our challenge, number 3. This place is called Duraida Castle and Nature Reserve, and it was listed by those guys. The name Duraida actually means Thor's garden in the old tongue, and that's pretty much what it is. There's a 13th century castle right ahead and a huge protected park surrounding it.
It's so much cooler inside of this tower because the walls are 3.7 meters, they're like so thick.
View up from the tower is really quite beautiful, really showcases Latvia's nature and forest.
Duraida Castle and Park.
But now let's move on. Zintari Forest Park. It was voted third best place in Latvia by this site. And yeah, it's really nice to see that the places are turning more green. I'm not sure about you, but the greenery and nature is the first thing I want to see in a new country.
The main attraction of this park are the pine trees, which are supposedly 200 years old, and they were turned into a nice park.
It's nice to see that there's so many recreational activities, so it really gives locals a chance to get out of the city and go into nature. Ooh, so far it seems that things on the third place of our list have a watchtower, so we're gonna climb that one as well. And the travel video music starts playing now. So that was Tintari Forest Park. What do you think?
I think it was pretty nice, especially the watchtower. But we have one more place to go.
And the last item on our list, Riga's Monument of Independence.
Whee!
In the last two places of this section we could climb on top of the thing. I don't think we're gonna try this with the monument though. This monument was built for the soldiers who fought for Latvia's independence. For the locals, it's a really special place. A lot of gatherings, a lot of big events are held in here. What's your opinion as a tourist?
I like independence, but we can't climb it. Minus points for that.
Guys, it's all done now. We've seen top 3 places in Latvia from all of our competitors, and it's time to give the final scores. I'll remind you, Liisu still doesn't know which places are from which site, and now it's time to settle this thing. Who gets the prize of eating the weirdest foods that Latvia offers?
I would say the best place from the 3 was the castle, the Duraida castle. The second place would be the park, where we could climb on top of the observatory tower. And the third place would be the monument, because it was a monument.
And the final scores. Sharing second and third place are both Google and Lonely Planet, our favorite sites to have travel advice from. And our winner, the site that we both hate and almost never use.
I wouldn't say hate, it's such a strong word, but we wouldn't endorse it.
Yeah, Tripadvisor, which means, what does it mean?
We have to eat stuff we don't want.
Both of us get the prize of eating what the other person chooses for them.
Joe, I know what I'm gonna order for you.
By the way, friends, let us know down in the comments what's the thing that you most want to see when traveling. Is it nature, culture, foods? What's the first thing you go after?
Maybe we are weird travelers, but we do prefer nature to big cities. But usually that's not recommended in those big lists.
Yep, that's where our final act will take place. Black garlic, and it's a place that serves, let's say, interesting Latvian foods.
For Joe, I ordered black garlic soup. Because black garlic is actually garlic that has been fermented for a month. That's why it's black.
I think I've made my choice for Liisu. It looks pretty amazing on Liisu's plate, but the fact that she is not a fan of raw herring...
I still don't like it.
So Liisu got me a garlic soup. I must say I would never ever have ordered it myself, but I guess it's a fun way to try new things, right? I've never had anything that garlicky in my life. And now that I'm already sweating from the garlic soup, there's one more treat. And that's an actual piece of the black garlic. It feels a little bit like a jelly bean. It's soft and squishy.
Fermented for a month.
And it tastes like licorice or a garlic that has gone bad. Alrighty my friends, let's get out of the restaurant and end this video somehow. Latvia, thank you for having us. It was fun, and next time we will continue our journey south through Eastern Europe towards Asia. So don't forget to ring that bell button down there, and we will see you in a little bit less than a week. Bye!